Hello everybody, I'm Sohnjee. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time checking me out, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by. If you're a returning person, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And of course, I would love it if you shared my channel, of course. Definitely comment below about the content of the video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit that button so you know when I upload new content, okay? Because I need you guys to tell me exactly what it is you think about my suggestions and ideas. Got it? All right, let's get going. Now on this video, we're talking about how you attract Mr. Capricorn. That's right, Mr. Capricorn, believe it or not, for as kind as they are, because I find Capricorn men in particular, that I get along very well with them. I don't have difficulty chatting them up or anything like that, but evidently research says that Mr. Capricorn was high on the list of those men that are difficult to get to know and attract to be in a relationship. Yeah, Capricorns typically have to choose you. So with that being said, let's get into how we will attract Mr. Capricorn. Oh yeah, I got some tricks for you. You can get Mr. Capricorn. But before we get into that, all right, let's know a few things about this earthy cardinal sign, all right? So first things first, the Capricorn man is born on December 22nd through and including January 19th. So if the object of your affection has a birthday on or in between those days, you are in fact attracted to Mr. Capricorn. Now, this natural born leader is typically self-motivated, insightful, and ambitious. You know, they call themselves the GOAT. That is their symbol after all. And for just as tenacious as a Capricorn man can be in pursuing what he wants, he can also be very, very stubborn. Alrighty, so they are typically reserved and sometimes have difficulty expressing their feelings. Now, can you have a Capricorn that expresses his feelings rather easily? Of course. Do Capricorns express their feelings? Of course they do. But initially, they have to trust you with their feelings. And that's just not something, they're just not coming out with pouring out all the affections like perhaps a water sign would do. A Capricorn instead will wait, observe you, hold back his feelings because he plays his cards pretty close to the chest. All right? So if you got a Capricorn that's expressing themselves to you, you can take that pretty much as a sign of trust. All right? Now, these hardworking and stubborn men can be quite complex, and it takes a fair amount of patience to get to know and understand them completely. It is a long process. As I said, Capricorns play their cards close to the chest because they don't like to get hurt. It's not that they're not emotional and that they don't feel things. Of course they feel things. But because they feel things so deeply, they guard themselves very heavily about being hurt by you or pretty much anyone else. So, are you up for the challenge? You ready to get you Mr. Capricorn? Well, all right. Get your pen and paper, because I've got 5 surefire ways to attract Mr. Capricorn's attention. You ready? Let's go. Alrighty, step 1. Take it slowly and get to know him first. This is crucial. The Capricorn man is possibly one of the most cautious and serious signs of the zodiac, especially when it comes to matters of the heart and their money. So, because they date and it's going to take a little bit of money, at least in the Capricorn's mind, he takes these things very seriously as he is not wasteful with his affections or his finances. All right? So it is unwise, however, to blatantly flirt with the Capricorn male. Why? Well, Capricorns take a while, as I said, to trust you. So if you are doing the most, or maybe doing a little bit too much, he's going to question your motives as opposed to being flattered by the fact that you're attracted to him. So the best approach with the Capricorn male is to just talk to him. Just talk to him in a nice, casual way, making it clear that, you think he's a pretty terrific person and that you would like to get to know them further. It's really just that simple. You really don't have to go over and above because, they don't want to hear that. They don't like that. They just want you to play it straight with them. Capricorns want you to be straight shooters because typically that's what they are. Alrighty? Also, don't take the teasing approach that perhaps some other zodiac signs like, tease and rib. Oh, you say little things. Because the Capricorn man will take that. He will hear your teasing as ridicule. And then he will shy away from you because the one thing Capricorns hate to be is ridiculed or criticized. So you want to stay far away from the teasing approach. If you think your Capricorn man is cute, just tell him he's cute. If you think your Capricorn man is a jerk, you might not want to mention that. Not at all. Of course you don't think he's that because you're attracted to him unless, you're a special kind of person. In which case, you should probably talk to me privately. Just saying. Alrighty, so what did we say? Take it slow, get to know him first, don't play games, be a straight shooter, tell him you like him, keep it simple, and he'll appreciate that. Got it? Ready for number 2? Here we go. With the Capricorn man, slow and steady wins the race. All right? You'll need to get to know him first on the surface level, and then as time allows, you'll go deeper. It'll be a natural progression. You'll notice it because he will start to share more with you. He will talk to you about his work, and don't you dare seem bored with that because that's the crux of who he is. Mr. Capricorn is definitely all about his finances and what he does to make his finances. So you definitely want to make sure that you're a part of that. So number 2, and it's a big one. It's controversial. When I looked it up, it says no one-night stands. Okay, what does that mean? For Capricorn, because I said to you, they're pretty straightforward. So whatever you present to them, they're going to take you as that on the surface. So if you're presenting yourself as a one-night stand, that's kind of how the Capricorn man is going to see you. And that's kind of where you're going to be compartmentalized. Now, does it happen? Sure. Can relationships come from that? Of course. If you just got to do it, you just got to do it. I mean, who am I to tell you not to? And just hit me up after so I can tell you what to do because you ignored step 2. But for the most part, for the collective, let's not have one-night stands with the Capricorn man, okay? I mean, he typically only goes out with someone he feels comfortable with, someone he can trust. So, but if you put yourself out there as a person that can kind of get into the mix really quickly, what happens in the Capricorn mind is that they're going to think you can get into the mix pretty quickly with others. So you don't really want to paint that impression. I mean, you can, but I'm talking to you for the point of, you were looking at the other videos on how to get married and stay married. So if that's your thing, I mean, I took a real big leap there, didn't I? All right, so you get the point. Capricorn mind, they see you for what you present. So if you're only presenting yourself as a, shall I say, booty call, that's kind of what they're going to see you as. So if you don't want that, it's best that you refrain. Just think long-term strategy, not hit and run. Okay? That makes sense? You got it? I know I went all the way around the world on that, but hey, listen. I'm just trying to keep it PG, folks. Alrighty. So he'll run a mile if he thinks you view him as just another conquest in your little black book, okay? Because they don't like the comparisons either because the goats think they're the greatest of all time. So if you're comparing them, they're going to think something's wrong with you. Of course there's no comparison, at least in the Capricorn's mind. Alrighty. Step 3. That's enough of that one. Step 3. You ready? Don't be put off if he seems a little distant at first. The Capricorn man is known to withdraw and process, okay? So that doesn't mean he's disinterested. Actually, he probably is very interested in you, but he's got to make sure that your motivation is on the up and up. Remember, Capricorns are attracted to straight shooters. He isn't given to spontaneous and frivolous shows of emotion. He's not going to be quick on the draw to make a real haphazard decision. And if he does, typically they don't like the fact that they do that. And then they have to withdraw into themselves and figure out why they did that. And it's just a long process. So once he's comfortable with the object of his affection, all this changes and he becomes a totally different Capricorn man. But we have to get there. So don't be put off if he seems a little distant or he withdraws a little bit into himself. That's typical Capricorn behavior. And of course, you can watch your sun sign with the Capricorn later on, and I'll tell you exactly how to deal with that too. Alrighty? Ready for step 4? Here we go. Step 4. Show him that you are career and goal oriented. As I said, what is at the core of Mr. Capricorn? Well, it's his bread. It is how he makes his money. Those things are important to the typical Capricorn man. And I'm pretty sure it's probably typical to the one you're interested in. So he loves talking about work. Remember that little helpful hint I told you a little while back? Be interested in his work, all right? His work and your work. Don't shy away from what you do because Mr. Capricorn's going to want to know, how do you make your money? What do you do? What are your goals? And he's not only going to ask you what they are, he's going to ask you what you've done to attain them and what's the plan moving forward. All right? So they don't want to just know your surface stuff and that you look really cute in yellow. Thank you. They're also going to want to know, what are your career goal aspirations? Where do you see yourself? They're also going to want to know where you came from, how you got to where you are, and where you're going. Because to a Capricorn man, being successful for himself is a huge deal. But they also want their relationships to be successful. And if you two, and somehow the Capricorn man can see you as a power couple in his mind, well, you're halfway there. So why not talk about you? This is one of the sun signs that is actually comfortable hearing about you and about what you do. Of course, you want to try to keep it positive because Capricorn men can have a tendency to go negative on you. They can become quite pessimistic. So you want to talk about what your goals are, but you want to keep it positive. You don't want to start being a little bit negative, Nancy, about where you are and what you're doing, because that will signal something else to the Capricorn, and before you know it, he's going to start talking about his negative stuff, and you don't want that. You kind of want to keep things positive, at least in the beginning. You just don't want the association. Because if you get them thinking negative and pessimistic for a Capricorn man, typically once that happens, they withdraw from you. So although you got him to talk about some things that are troubling him and that you think that you got on a different level with him, yeah, you did, but to what avail? Because now he's going to withdraw from you and he's going to take his time instead of getting to know you to process his problems. So keep it positive. Talk about your goals, talk about where you're going, talk about how you two could possibly get there together, especially if you share a commonality in business, all the better. Talk about that. Talk about how you two can work together, join forces, and perhaps be that exact power couple that the Capricorns absolutely love to have. All right? And finally, number 5, earn his respect. That's right. If the Capricorn man respects you, chances are he will respect you forever unless you do something catastrophic, which of course you're not going to do that. So at least call me first. So trust is absolutely critical and crucial part of the relationship with a Capricorn man. It is crucial for you to bear in mind that the element of trust doesn't just apply to your behavior towards him. The Capricorn man is going to observe your relationships with other people, and they're going to process them, and they're going to assign a positive or negative rating on how you deal with other people. And believe me, if they see a negative component and they were trying to get to know you, they'll ask you about it, and the answers that you give are going to hang on whether or not this relationship moves forward. So you want to make sure that you are displaying trustworthy behavior across the board in all of your relationships. And be sure not to betray his confidences and keep the confidences of others. Okay? Really, really important point there. Now, the Capricorn man is generally a good influence upon the people he befriends, and he has a vivid sense of right and wrong, even if they don't apply to him. I know, it sounds kind of hypocritical, but that's the Capricorn man. They have wonderful advice. They can tell you exactly the right thing for you to do. So every now and then they have a little trouble keeping and following their own advice, but that's part of their charm. That's who Mr. Capricorn is. He is definitely one that is going to keep you on the straight and narrow. That is what appeals to him most. He's going to demand the very best from you, morally, professionally, and personally. So be sure that you're up to the challenge to deliver in all those areas. Okay? So there you have it. If you'd like to know more about your sun sign paired with Capricorn, check out my video of your sun sign paired with Capricorn. There's a whole list of them. I've covered everybody. So you know exactly once you have them attracted, how you keep them, how you deal with the stubbornness, how you move past the trust issues, and how you turn it into a long, luxurious relationship that you comment in my comments section below for years to come, right? And invite me to the wedding if you have one, if you're into that sort of thing. I'm just saying. Plug me. All right, so that's it. Those are the 5 steps. Rewind, listen to the video again, take notes because it's super important. Mr. Capricorn is not an easy nut to crack. So you want to make sure that you do it right the first time because he'll shut down on you, and I don't know if I can get another shot at it for you. Wait a minute, what am I saying? It's me. Of course I can get another shot at it, but let's do it right the first time so we don't have to do that, okay? Alrighty, I'm Sohnjee. Check out my website, www.sohnjee.com, where you can find part 2 of the videos where I go into the real nitty-gritty of different relationships and other things that you can check out there. Alrighty? Don't forget, comment, are you a Capricorn man? Did I leave out some steps on how to attract you? Leave them below. We've got some people that are quite interested in you, Mr. Capricorn. Until next time, thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.